Hey guys, Max here. Today I got my, I don't know what year this is. Well, this is a 2015 G.I. Joe or Joe, whatever it's called, pit bike. The air filter just came off like it always does. Here, I'll show you it. I got a big suck-in foamy air intake, bigger than the stock one, allows better air to flow through it. But always likes to fall off in the winter time. Whatever, I'll just like that. So I'm gonna do a cold start on this. I am actually freezing right now, like I'm shaking. It is about minus 23. I'm not even kidding. It's cold. And there's a little bit of a wind blowing, which is making it even colder. This thing I've done actually a lot of engine modifications, boost port piston, compression kit on it, up the compression. I tried to get a performance exhaust, but none of them fit a bike like this. They're all too big or too small. So I've still got to look to find one. But yeah, I'm running 520 synthetic oil on it. It recommends that for the winter time. I'm using synthetic because the consistency in the winter time doesn't change. And yes, when I buy something, guys, I abuse it. I use it to the max. It's been leaking oil because, well, I just did an oil change and changed gaskets, so I got to retorque all the screws. But yeah, it's running 520 Castrol full synthetic oil. Boost port piston, compression kit on it. I still got to tune it a little more. I got to get a better carb. This carb's not good, as you will see when I'm trying to start. This thing's been left here for about, I don't know, good month. Haven't started it. I try to get it started just because the battery's not big, it'll die. But let's give it a try, shall we? So, now this isn't the manual, which kind of sucks, but the upgrades I wanted to do, this is a bigger engine than standard. This is 110cc, the other ones are 75. I wanted the bigger engine. Most of the part why it's bigger, it's got a 4-speed automatic. So when I start it, I can't put it in neutral and rev it up. So it's a little harder to start in the winter time. Anyways, it's got a key right here. Put the key in. And the other ones actually don't have a key. You turn it, you put choke on. Choke's already on. As you can see, it's got a dress-up kit on it. That's what I was trying to say. It's got a dress-up kit. I got a light. And I use this thing. Well, I just got it in the summertime. Just to have fun with it. And it's been, oh shit. Overall, it's been pretty fun, but it is a cheaper Chinese pit bike, right? So what you got to keep in mind is there's always something wrong with it. I mean, the drum brake broke, so I have no rear brakes. The engine, I mean, I have modified it quite a bit and played with the compression ratio, which if you're gonna do it, you should know a little bit about engines. I mean, obviously you gotta take the engine apart. I put a boost port piston in, which the piston is a little bigger than the standard one, so it ups the compression a little bit. I haven't upped it too much. I've only upped it. Now, when you buy these, you can up the compression on them. You can look them up. They're already running. I don't remember it. It was, I don't know. I only upped it by 0.2 or 3. So it's not a big jump. I can still up it more, but the more you up it, keep in mind you'll have to do more maintenance. And these things, I've rebuilt I blew it already once. I blew the engine. Now compression kits, I think they're around $150 to $200 depending on what you're looking for. You can get a rod, you can get a piston, you can get a whole combustion chamber, a new combustion chamber on this thing. You can do a lot. It's a Chinese pit bike, right? So there are lots of upgrades. The thing is, there are a lot of maintenance. Now, a lot of people drive them or ride them, a little bit. I ride this thing a lot. In the summertime, almost every day. I've already put on, and I'm not even kidding, I keep count so I know how much mileage I put on it. And I had a a mileage counter on this. I took it off though because it's winter time. I didn't want it to freeze. But yeah, this thing has about 650 kilometers on it. I did a synthetic oil change. It had cheap oil in it, and I changed it. I bought it brand new off these guys. These go for about $1,500 new. It is, I don't know, they said it was a special one. I don't believe them. It's just the normal Chinese pit bike. They are a little harder to find because they're bigger engine. But I'm shaking because it is cold. Anyway, let's get on with it. You guys are getting bored. So you're going to do a cold start. What you want to do to start these things in the wintertime. They are not fun. I wish this was a manual. I could put it in neutral and rev it. Unfortunately, you can't because I'll smash into the wall, hit my head, and then bleed. But what you do want to do is you turn the key like a car. You put the choke on. To start it, you hold the brake. You press. That's the button you press. Now what you want to do is there's a button here. There's a kill switch and then the switch to allow it to crank. You want to take it off the crank just to let it oil flow before you start and get it warmed up. Put the throttle a little bit. So here we go, guys. Now I'm gonna switch it to the turnover button, and let's give it a go. There you go. Now you do have to hold the throttle a little bit. If you let it go, it just stops because it's too cold. Given my air intake is off right now, it always falls off in the winter, so the choke is still on. You want to let it run to the choke. It is smoking a little bit. I still have work to do on this, guys. It's not perfect, yes, but I don't know, it's only been smoking a little bit recently. I'm not sure why it's smoking. I have to figure it out. Come on, baby. Now I'm gonna let go of the choke, and let it hold the throttle for a little bit. This thing has a little, now, these aren't meant for winter, right? You're supposed to store them, but I paid a decent amount of money, and I wanted something to have fun with, so I'm going to use it. I've used it already a couple times. Honestly, I was expecting some more stuff to break. You know, I was expecting maybe something would go wrong with it. Honestly, this thing is a brew. It's a hell of a lot of maintenance in the summertime when you really use it. But in the wintertime, it always seems to start. Given I do have a $35 spark plug, high compression, synthetic oil, so the consistency doesn't change as much when it gets cold. And it runs, I mean, it always goes. It's always great. And it's been good. I mean, it's been a little bit different because it's my first little dirt bike I've had. Hurts to let me get one, but so let's see if it'll go on its own now. Well, up to idle. There's a screw here. I'll show you guys when I let this thing idle a little longer. All right, I'll give you guys a show around. So that's her right there. That's a dress-up kit I put on it. I put in that because it's aluminum, so it releases the heat a little better. Now I still have to put a cooling system on, but the thing is, with this one it has electric start. That's why I didn't get the manual, because you can't get electric start, and I wanted to use it in the wintertime. So, if I use it in the wintertime, I want, well, electric start, because cranking it would take a long time. I still have to get bigger wheels for her, but as you can see, she's been leaking a little oil. That's a huge puddle. A couple months ago, someone tried to take it. They started it and it was left on for a day. But that's her. There's the key right there. You turn it. I got a light on her. And that's the switch I was talking about. It's the stock exhaust. I hate it. Given it does provide a pretty nice pop and crackle to it. I did have a performance CDI on her, but I have to get a performance ignition coil, an ignition system, 12 volt, to actually compensate for the CDI because it doesn't run smooth. And that's the big foamy intake. Man, when you put these intakes on them, there's a big difference. They really run smooth and they give a good pull. Now this thing, like I told you, I have modified quite a bit. And this thing is powerful. Like for a little tiny 110cc pit bike, this thing goes. Nice brake there. So anyways, that's my cold start video, guys. Subscribe for more. Don't forget to press the thumbs up button. Leave a comment if you guys have one of these. I've had to rebuild the engine. I've taken it all apart. So if you guys have any questions, why is it not starting or anything, leave me a comment. I could give you guys some advice. Or if you want to see some more videos, I will be doing some more modifications. So stay tuned for that. And then I'll be doing some car modifications on my car. But yeah, stay tuned, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Until next time, guys, have a good one.